When the games truly matter, of course, Real Madrid will be winning El Clasico, but since it's preseason, we'll let the little brother have this one. Barcelona win the game 2-1. However, there were some incredible moments in this game. Arda Guler looking fantastic. Endrick had some bright spots, and of course, Vini absolutely cooking Barcelona defenders, getting ready for the season. We're going to be talking all about that in this video. Let's get started. This easily was one of the longest El Clasico games that I've ever seen. We had an hour-plus delay because of lightning in the area, and honestly, I didn't even think we were going to get a game. Luckily, we did, and it was a really good game, really entertaining, even though Real Madrid ultimately lose. But it's preseason. This is not about wins or losses. You don't win a trophy because you're preseason unless you play in the Prem, and for some reason they give out trophies there in preseason, which doesn't make any sense to me. But we did play a game, and I actually thought Real Madrid looked pretty good in this game. This was definitely way better than the AC Milan game. Looking at the team, you can see the lineup here. The front three of Endrick, Brahim, and Guler. Very happy to see that again. This is kind of, Real Madrid's B team when it comes to the game and everything, and the front three especially. And, Arda Guler's being, 19 still, Endrick being only 18. These are players of the future for Real Madrid. So I'm very happy to see them starting in the preseason game, getting the opportunity to learn and to develop, and very much looking forward to watching them grow as Real Madrid players. Barcelona rolled out their B team plus in this one. Lewandowski started. Victor gets 2 goals. Now, granted, they were both pretty easy tap-ins, but I think it was like $2.5 million for Barcelona, so pretty good deal from them, from their perspective. The midfield of Modric, Ceballos, and Martin is a very weak midfield. They are missing a CDM in that midfield so much in this game. There's so many times that Barcelona just has opportunity just to cut right through it, and it's not a great midfield. That's not going to be a midfield that we'll be seeing in the regular season. And it just shows how much we miss, Akamavinga, Chouameni, and hopefully they'll be back soon. And I think August 7th, I mentioned in my video before, but August 7th, everybody should be back for the team, getting ready for the Super Cup. In this game, a couple of people I wanted to highlight. First of all, Endrick. In this game, again, Endrick's getting a second start, and he only played 45 minutes in the first one, and today I thought it was going to get cut short to just 12 minutes because of the rain delay. But we did get a good bit of Endrick in this one. I think he played around 60 minutes. Couple notes for me for Endrick. He is so dependent right now on his left foot. He wants to get the ball on his left, no matter if it's going to delay him. He's way more comfortable in that. That's going to be something he needs to work on. He does get a shot attempt with his right. I think it gets blocked in this one. So I am happy that maybe he got coached at halftime or something from, Carlos saying, hey, dude, don't be so dependent on that. So I was happy to see him actually attempt it with his right foot. But again, he needs to not be so dependent to try to get this ball on this left foot. Be a little more willing to, and practice a lot more getting it on your right. And whatever foot's going to be easier for you to get a shot off, do that. I think, though, with Endrick, a couple things I really like from him. His defensive work rate is fantastic. He's actually really good for his little size, being like 5'7", at challenging and actually getting in there and making a tackle and either affecting, the pass or challenging it and sometimes even winning the ball back for Real Madrid. So that's a really good positive from him. I like a lot. The second thing, too, is he has great vision, and his passing ability actually has been pretty class. He had a great through ball to Brahim in this game that was the perfect pace and was super accurate for Brahim. And then he also in the game had one to Vini as well that I thought was really good too. So his defensive work rate and his passing I thought have been pretty good so far, especially in this game too. I was really happy to see that. There was a couple times in the game too that Endrick, every time he touched the ball, Barcelona is just fouling him. I'm not sure if they're scared of him, if they're scared of what he could do or what. One time he nutmegged somebody, which is awesome to see, and he gets fouled. Another time he touches the ball, just gets dragged down. And so he's just a threat and just becoming, kind of a focus for Barcelona in this game. Endrick had a couple really good runs in the box in this one, a lot better than the AC Milan game. I think the more that he plays, with Brahim, with Guler, he's going to link up a lot better with him. Modric found him at the top of the box, and he actually gets a shot attempt off. It's a little too far to the right, but I did like his positioning in this one. I just wish he would have gone up a little closer and got a little better shot. Overall, I was pretty happy with how he played in this one. It's not the best stats in the world or anything like that. I just thought he was pretty good in this game overall. There was a moment in this game that Endrick actually gets in the box and gets fouled, and it should have been a penalty, but for some reason they didn't award it. Now, there's no VAR or anything in preseason games like this, so unfortunately for Real Madrid, we don't get a penalty call. I would have liked to see, if it would have got called, Endrick to step up to take that, just to build some confidence for him. But overall, I thought he played pretty good in this game, and I'm really looking forward to watching him again against Chelsea. Another player that I just rave about, I just love him so much too. I was talking about in the live stream post game too, and if you weren't there, definitely join the next one. We'll be doing another one here soon. But Guler is such class. He is such a good player for Real Madrid. In this game, he does score, but is ruled offsides, and he's barely offsides. But let's pretend he's not offsides, right? The ball that he gets, I believe it was from Brahim. It's a great, over the top through ball to him. And it's a perfect, calm, cool, collected touch from him to bring it down, and just a great finish past the keeper. And he's just so good. Like, constantly, he's better in the midfield and, in the middle of the park than he is on the right wing. And when we're watching him too, him linking up with Lucas Vazquez too is just incredible to see. The link up between them. They must, first of all, they played, a good bit together last year toward the end of the year. And then also just in practice and stuff, they really have a really good link up and just connection out there on the pitch. And so love to see that with them. In this game too, Guler, I don't think there's anybody better in the world right now at left-footed crosses than him. He delivers this ball, and every time he gets the ball, I've talked about it many times. I talked about it in the Euros. I talked about it here. And I'll probably talk about it again in the future, because there's nobody better that crosses the ball in the world right now, in my opinion, than Guler. And perfect cross into the box, and Nico Paz is there. And I have no idea where the Barcelona defenders are in this game, but Nico Paz power heads it in to the goal. And unfortunately, at this point, Real Madrid's already down 2-0. But again, Guler in this game, he's just a special, special player, and I'm hoping we get to see a lot more of him in the future. In this game, even though Courtois allowed 2 goals, a couple of them were mistakes. Militao was out of position for one of them, and then Rudiger. And actually, the second goal was kind of Fran Garcia's fault. He was out of position, and it was trailing back. But Courtois does allow 2 goals in this one. However, I don't think either of them are his fault and something that he should be saving. Both of them were really just tap-ins for him. He does make a phenomenal save right in the beginning of the game off a header, and that was awesome to see. Also, in the second half, he gets a really good save as well. Courtois, I thought, overall played a really good game. Again, he allowed 2 goals in. Neither one of them was his fault, and neither one of them, honestly, he really could have saved. So overall, good game from Courtois. Right before halftime, Barcelona do score. It's a really good cross into the box to Lewandowski, who passes it back to Victor. And just, again, like I said, he taps it in. Militao could have done a better job in his positioning, but there's really nothing Courtois could have done. It was just a pretty good cross and then pass back to Victor in the box. And so, there. Victor does score again. And what I mentioned before, Fran Garcia, just, I don't know where he was position-wise. Really bad game overall for Fran. He'll do better, I think, in the future. But it was an easy cross in. And again, Victor was there, easy tapping. Again, I think Rudiger could have done a little more in this one to get back. But it is preseason, so maybe these players aren't trying 100%. But Victor gets, a brace in this one. And Barcelona ultimately win this game. Finally, in this game, we get to see, in my opinion, is the best player in the world right now and should be winning the Ballon d'Or. And that, of course, is Vinicius Jr. coming on in the 57th minute. Before we talk about Vini, if you're new around here, I'm Dally with Dally FC. I cover all things Real Madrid, match previews, match recaps, live streams right after the game. So if you like Real Madrid, definitely hit that subscribe button. But let's get back to the video. Him and JOAN MARTINEZ, who we'll talk about here in just a minute. But Vini comes on, and even though he was hanging out with Travis Scott, he looked fantastic coming in. Honestly, he is incredibly dangerous, and he showed it right away, taking on Barcelona defenders in this one. And he gets a nutmeg, I think, within like 30 seconds of the game. He's getting fouled already. He's already on the ground. And I was just imagining him and Mbappe linking up here soon, and it's going to be just filthy to watch. I cannot wait to start watching that between the two. In the game, Vini had a couple chances to score. He ultimately couldn't convert. I think there was a couple times where he should have passed it and he didn't, and a couple times where he should have shot it and he didn't. Again, preseason game, Vini coming on, getting 33 minutes, but his attack looked incredible. His touch, there was a couple times where he left the ball, he tried to do a spin move or something that didn't work out ultimately, but overall, Vinicius Jr. is ready to go for this season, and I think he's going to have an incredible year. And I'm interested to hear from you too. I asked it in my live stream, but hearing from you, who do you think will have a better year for Real Madrid, Vinicius Jr. or Kylian Mbappe? Love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear that. When we also came on at the 57th minute, we had JOAN MARTINEZ coming on. I talked about him in my last video too, and I've only watched him against AC Milan. But yes, this is the 16-year-old kid who has a real potential to make this first team. In this game, he doesn't do anything crazy, but how cool, calm, and collected he is when the ball's at his feet. His passes are incredible. He just knows what to do when the ball's coming to him. He's pointing where to go. He's saying, hey, you need to pass it back. You need to pass it forward. He's pointing out the direction to go. And he just looks solid. There's a couple times him and Lewandowski went at it. He does technically foul Lewandowski, right? He gets called, but Lewandowski just flops nowadays anyways. And so in the game, though, I thought JOAN MARTINEZ, he was good. He was solid. Again, and nothing stat-wise. He had no fantastic tackles or anything. I just think his positioning's good. His passing's good. He had a pass, though, and it was over the entire defense for Barcelona, right to Lucas Vazquez, who gets fouled. But again, it's a great, through ball over the entire defenders for Barcelona. And this is a kid, we have to remember, that is only 16 years old. And I honestly think that he will be making the first team squad, and probably being maybe the fourth option behind Rudiger, Militao, Vallejo. I think JOAN MARTINEZ will be part of that team. So let me know what you think too. Do you think JOAN MARTINEZ will be part of the team, or do you think that Real Madrid should go get another center back? The only thing that we didn't get to see in this game that I was actually expecting was Rodrigo. Rodrigo doesn't play in this one at all. He actually came back a day before Vini did and Militao, and both Vini and Militao played. I'm not sure if Rodrigo's recovering from something, if Carlo just wants to save him for the Chelsea game coming up here. I'm not sure, but I'm going to be curious to see how much he plays in the next one. And so I'm really hoping he plays too. I was not mad because we did get to see 90 minutes of Arda Guler instead of Rodrigo, but hopefully we can get Rodrigo back for the Chelsea game here soon. And again, overall, I thought it was a good game for Real Madrid in this one. They ultimately do lose, but again, it's preseason. If Barcelona wants to win every single preseason El Clasico, let them. We will win all the rest of them in the regular season and when it actually matters. And so at the end of the day, it's all good. So what's happening next on my channel is we'll be doing a match preview of the Chelsea game, which is the final preseason game of the U.S. tour for Real Madrid. And then after that, the boys will be back together on August 7th. That's right, Kylian Mbappe, Jude Bellingham, Fede Valverde, Carvajal, the whole gang is back together in Madrid, getting ready for the Super Cup against Atalanta. And of course, I will be covering that on my channel. So again, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, please hit that like button and comment as well. Let me know, Vini or Mbappe, who's going to be having a better season? Again, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Dally with Dally FC. Cheers, Hala Madrid.